Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings of peace, mercy, and blessings. Welcome to another science-mazing adventure where the search for the truth continues. Hang on tight, for we will answer your questions on what, why, and how. Let us discover the beauty of the world together. For in the great minds of young scientists like you, learning never stops. Let me take you where your imaginations allow you to go. This is your science teacher, Teacher Aina, your guide in exploring and discovering the world of science for. A scientific morning, my dear young scientists. Are you excited for our new lesson today? Great! As you already know, living things in the environment are connected to one another in order to live and grow. The interactions among each other may bring either good or bad effects. For today's episode, we shall learn more about some types of harmful interactions among living things in their environment. So, what are you waiting for? Get ready, young scientists. Prepare your PPS, pen, paper, and self-learning module, for you will be using them in our science adventure. Young scientists, interactions among organisms in their environment may bring either good or bad effects. There are interactions where both organisms benefit from the relationship. Other interactions among organisms may be either harmful or beneficial, or both, depending on the effect of one organism to another. For our lesson today, we shall focus on the harmful interactions among living things. These two interactions are predation and parasitism. Do you want to know about predation and parasitism and how these interactions happen? Great! So, get ready because rewards are waiting for you if you do well in our different activities. Are you ready? Young scientists, before we will learn new things, let us recall our previous lesson. But wait, young scientists, did you not remember somebody who was having a happy moment for his garden tour last time? Yes, I'm sure he can be of help. Can you guess to whom am I referring to? That's right, young scientists. We will ask help from our dear friend, Tech Machino. I am sure he will not fail us with our request. A scientific day also to you, Tech Machino. You arrived just in time. A while ago, we were thinking of calling you for help because our young scientists need your help in recalling our previous lesson. We believe, Tech Machino, that you have much to share to us since you have been on a garden tour the other day. Am I right, Tech Machino? Young scientists, for today's lesson, we have learned some types of beneficial interactions among living things in their environment. The following are the types of beneficial interactions or relationships between two kinds of living things in an ecosystem.
Mutualism. It is a type of interaction of two organisms wherein both organisms are getting benefits from each other. An example is the lichen. A lichen consists of fungus that grows together with the algae. The photosynthesizing algae provide the food for the fungus while the algae get a place to live. Commensalism. It is a type of interaction between organisms by which one is benefited while the other one is never affected, neither beneficially nor harmfully. The best example for this is the gobby fish. A gobby fish live on other sea animals, changing color to blend in with host and is protected from predators.
Thank you so much, Tech Machino, for sharing your time and talent. I am sure that our young scientists will be inspired to earn their reward of badges for today's episode. Young scientists, before we proceed to the discussion of our lesson, let's answer this first activity in order to get our minds ready.
This is a picture of a forest ecosystem. Study the picture on the screen carefully and identify the interactions among living things that exist in the forest ecosystem. Tell whether their interaction is beneficial or harmful among the living things. Write your answer in your activity notebook.
Young scientists, what can you see in the picture of a forest ecosystem as shown on screen?
That's right, young scientists. There are biotic components such as plants and animals interacting among each other in many ways. There are also abiotic components present such as land or soil, water, rocks, sunlight, air, and other things which don't have life but are of great influence for the survival of the organisms.
Based from the picture on the screen, are all the interactions shown among the organisms beneficial to them or not? Correct! Not all interactions of organisms as shown in the picture are beneficial to them.
Young scientists, can you identify some interactions which are not considered as beneficial among the organisms in the forest ecosystem? That's right, young scientists, a bird eating a worm. What else, young scientists? Yeah, correct, a snake eating a rat. That's right, another harmful interaction is a hawk eating a snake. Yes, you're right, young scientists. A lion eating a deer is also a harmful interaction. Exactly. These are the bird eating a worm, a snake eating a rat, a hawk eating a snake, and a lion eating a deer. These are not beneficial interactions among organisms because one is benefited while the other is killed or eaten.
Wow! Young scientists, that was a good start. I am happy that you are interested in our lesson. Oh, here is our dear friend, our hardworking laboratory assistant, Asi. Hello, Asi. What do you have for our young scientists today?
Hello, Teacher Aina. Hello, young scientists. Now it's time to reveal your reward. An Einstein badge for you, young scientists, for a job well done.
There you go, young scientists. Don't ever get tired of performing well in our activities to collect more scientist badges. Young scientists, today we shall learn about some types of harmful interactions among living things in their environment. In our previous episode, we learned that interactions or relationships between one organism to another may bring either good or bad effects. There are interactions where both organisms benefit. There are also other types of interaction where only one organism benefits, while the other may not benefit or get harmed.
Interactions in the environment may also be harmful to one organism. For instance, a caterpillar benefits from the plant by consuming or feeding on its leaf. In this case, the plant is harmed because the leaves are its primary part for making food.
Young scientists, there are two types of harmful ecological interactions or relationships between organisms in the ecosystem. They are based on the feeding relationship between the two participating organisms. These are predation and parasitism.
Predation is a type of harmful interaction where one organism is benefited while the other one is badly affected, killed, or eaten in the ecosystem. The organisms in this relationship are the following. First is the predator. The predator is the organism that benefits in the relationship. It is referred to as the eater. Second is the prey. The prey is the organism that is harmed, eaten, or killed. An example of this interaction is a bird eating a worm. In this interaction, the predator is the bird and the prey is the worm. The bird eats the worm for food and the worm is the organism that is harmed, eaten, or killed.
Young scientists, another type of harmful interaction that exists among organisms in their environment is parasitism.
Parasitism is another kind of harmful interaction where one organism depends on another organism for food, production, and reproduction. This interaction involves two organisms. First is the parasite. The parasite is the organism that benefits in the relationship. It may be found outside the body or inside the body. Second is the host. The host is the organism that is harmed or badly affected.
Young scientists, what example can we cite for this interaction?
That's right, interaction between a dog and ticks. In this interaction, the dog is the host because the ticks suck its blood as their food. The tick in this interaction is the parasite, the organism that benefits in this relationship. Another example of this relationship is when the worm lives in the guts and flesh of fish. The worm is benefited while the fish is harmed by the parasite.
That's correct! Indeed, predation and parasitism are the two types of interactions that may be harmful when not in proper control. In predation, the predator is an animal that is usually benefited by eating the prey. The number of predator is determined by the availability of the prey in the area. In parasitism, parasites are small organisms that live outside or inside the body of the hosts. In this interaction, the parasites benefit while the hosts are harmed. Science for learners are always eager to discover and learn, right? Yes, indeed. So get ready for it is activity time. I challenge you to do your best for this activity so that you may receive your scientist badges.
Directions. Study the given pair of organisms or animals. Identify which organism is the predator and which one is the prey in each pair. Write your answers on your activity notebook.
For this activity, you are given 10 seconds to answer. Do your best, young scientists. Your timer starts now. Your time is up. Now, it's time to check your answers.
Number 1. Lizard and insect relationship. That's correct. Lizard is the predator while insect is the prey. Number 2. Snake and eagle relationship. Very good. Snake is the prey while eagle is the predator. Number 3. Shark and small fishes relationship. That's right. Shark is the predator while small fishes are the prey. Number 4. Tiger and wild pig relationship. Very good. Tiger is the predator while the wild pig is the prey. Number 5. grasshopper and frog relationship. That's correct. Grasshopper is the prey while frog is the predator.
Well done, young scientists! I am very happy that you got all the correct answers in our activity. For that, let's call our dear laboratory assistant, Assie. Hi, Assie. What reward do you have for our young scientists?
An Edison badge for you, young scientists. Congratulations!
Young scientists, always do your work diligently so that you will have more scientist badges to collect. To further deepen your understanding about harmful interactions among organisms in their environment, let's have another activity entitled Host and Parasite.
Directions. Examine the pictures below. Answer the guide questions in your science activity notebook. Here are the guide questions, young scientists. Number 1. What is the type of interaction that exists between these organisms? Number 2. What organisms are involved? Number 3. Which organism benefited from the interaction? Number 4. Which organism is harmed in the interaction? Number 5. What conclusion can you give from this activity? Young scientists, let's start. Number 1. What is the type of interaction that exists between these organisms? Very good! The type of interaction that exists between these organisms in picture A and B is parasitism. Number 2. What organisms are involved? Correct! The organisms that are involved in the picture A are man and head lice, while in picture B, the organisms are a human and human whipworm. Number 3. Which organism benefits from the interaction? That's right, young scientists. The organism that benefits in picture A is the head lice, while in picture B, the benefited organism is the human whipworm. Number 4. Which organism is harmed in the interaction? Exactly, young scientists. The organism that is harmed in picture A is the man, while in picture B is the human. Number 5. What conclusion can you give from this activity? Very good! Interactions in the environment may also be harmful to an organism. Another type of harmful interaction among living things is called parasitism. Parasitism is an interaction where one organism is benefited while the other one is badly affected in the ecosystem. Parasitism is a host-parasite relationship.
Well done, my dear young scientists! I am very proud for you did well in this activity. And because of that, here is our hard-working laboratory assistant, Assie.
Young scientists, your reward for this activity is an Einstein badge.
Wow! Congratulations, young scientists!
Young scientists, identify the interaction or relationship shown in the drawing. Describe the relationship shown. Write your answer in your science activity notebook. An example has been done for you as your guide.
Now, let's check your answer if you have applied what you've learned from our lesson.
Number 1. Identify the interaction and describe the relationship between the organisms in the first picture. Very good, young scientists. In the first picture, the type of interaction is parasitism. The fleas suck the blood from the dog's body. Number 2. What type of relationship exists in the second picture? Describe the relationship between organisms. That's right. The relationship that exists in the second picture is predation. The bird eats the worm. In this case, the bird is benefited while the worm is harmed or eaten.
Good job, young scientists! You always make me happy with your excellent performance. So for that, let's call our laboratory assistant, Asi. Asi, what is the reward for our young scientists in this activity?
Teacher Aina, an Aristotle badge.
Wow! Congratulations, young scientists! For today's lesson, we learned that interactions in the environment may also be harmful to an organism.
There are two types of harmful interactions or relationships among organisms in the ecosystem. They are based on a feeding relationship between two participating organisms in their environment. These are predation and parasitism. Both predation and parasitism are types of harmful interactions among organisms where one organism is benefited while the other one is badly affected in the ecosystem. Predation is a predator and prey relationship, while parasitism consists of a host and parasite relationship.
That's great, young scientists! Now, I know that you have really understood our lesson in this episode. I am happy that you are already aware of the importance of interactions among organisms in their environment. Are you ready for our assessment? So, let's start. Directions. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on a piece of paper.
Number 1. It is an interaction of organisms where one benefits while the other is killed or eaten. This is called blank. A. Mutualism. B. Predation. C. Commensalism. D. Competition. The correct answer is letter B. Number 2. In parasitism, the organism that benefits in an interaction is called the blank. A. Parasite. B. Host. C. Predator. D. Prey. The correct answer is letter A. Number 3. When the cat eats a mouse, the cat is the blank of the mouse. A. Host. B. Parasite. C. Predator. D. Prey. The correct answer is letter C. Number 4. In a frog and grasshopper relationship, one organism benefits by eating the other organism. Which one represents the predator in this relationship? A. Frog. B. Grasshopper. C. Snake. D. Butterfly. The correct answer is letter A. Number 5. An interaction of organisms wherein one organism is benefited while the other is harmed or badly affected. The organism that benefits in this interaction may be found either outside or inside the body. A. Mutualism. B. Commensalism. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is letter D.
Great job, young scientists! You got all the correct answers. That is because you gave your 100% attention in our science class episode today. Before we will end our episode, let's have a recap on your Scientist Badges Awards. Asi, how many scientists badges they got today?
Teacher Aina, our young scientists have 2 Einstein badges, 1 Edison badge, and 1 Aristotle badge.
You really make me happy. Keep up the good work and collect more badges on our next episode. That's all for today, young scientists. I hope we had answered your what, why, and how questions. For in the great minds of young scientists like you, learning never stops. Follow where your imaginations allow you to go. Once again, this is your science teacher, Teacher Aina. Remember, science is full of discoveries. Continue to search for the truth. Don't forget to follow our official social media accounts so you can watch your lessons anytime, anywhere. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Wassalam!